Patch notes. Overwatch 2. I haven't made one of these in a while because they've been terrible. But we're finally getting back into it because this is one of the biggest things they've done to Overwatch since its release. Season 15, Honor and Glory. Season 15 introduces perks. Overwatch 2's groundbreaking new gameplay feature. Oh, it's mid-match hero upgrades, more choices, and more strategy. Plus, they're adding galactic weapon skins. If you missed the Spotlight event, this is just a recap of what they're adding to this season. So we've got perks. Mid-match hero upgrades is what those are. They provide more choice in strategy, and also they're the pickable passes that we had a while ago. But they're better because you earn them. So it's like they've taken the scraps of PvE and they've shoved it into the battle of the normal game modes, which is fine. I'm glad that they're doing something with all of our hopes and dreams. But not only that, the galactic weapon skins and exclusive charms await those who climb the ranks. Plus, weekly challenges from the perked up event offer exciting treasures, including Rainy Day Mercy, and guess what's back? It's loot boxes! Rainy Day Mercy and loot boxes, and the mythic Pixiu Zenyatta, which is what that is right here. It's based off the Golden Dragon Pixiu, not sure what that's from, but it's there. It's Zenyatta mythic, so those of you out there who've been wanting Zenyatta mythics, good for you. Loot boxes are back, baby. Oh, they're back. Whether you're new or veteran hero, you'll love the thrill of loot boxes to unlock new content. Whenever you earn loot boxes, whenever you earn them, you cannot buy loot boxes, you have to earn them. Good changes, Overwatch. Every week there will be 2 types of loot boxes that you'll be able to earn: loot boxes and legendary loot boxes. Starting season 15, you can earn up to 3 loot boxes every week by completing up to 27 games each week, with wins counting as double. Starting in season 15, you can earn a free legendary loot box in the free track of the battle pass, and an additional 2 legendary ones in the premium track. Every loot box, so this is just what they are, so it will prioritize giving you items you don't already own. If it can't avoid giving you items you already own, it will instead grant progress towards a bonus loot box. Any unopened boxes from the previous season will be automatically opened, which is good. And then here's the drop rates: Legendary 5.1, Epic 21, Rare 96, and Common 97. But they did say a legendary item is guaranteed to drop if you open 20 consecutive boxes, so it might be beneficial to save up those boxes. And an epic is guaranteed to drop within 5 consecutive box openings. And a rare item or better is guaranteed in every box. So that's nice. And every legendary loot box is guaranteed to have at least 1 legendary. So here are the legendary drop box openings: 100% chance for legendary, 21 for epic, and then the same percentages for rare and common. Competitive play updates: skill ranked reset. Of course, they've got ranked reset, and they're tuning the ranks so that more players will populate the Grandmaster and higher ranks. All ranks in role queue and open queue have been reset to unranked, so everybody has to complete their ranked roles again to see where they place. That's funny. Galactic weapons variants can now be unlocked with competitive points. Jade weapons and gold are legacy rewards. Legacy rewards can be purchased with legacy competitive points and yada. Competitive point conversion, all competitive points, yada. That's all you can buy legacy to get jade and gold weapon variants, and the new one is galactic. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. It's the same stuff they do every year. Competitive hero portraits return to competitive play with Overwatch 2's ranked icons. That's cool. Here's a big change for competitive. They took Clash out. Clash is no longer in competitive because they are experiencing too many one-sided steamroll matches. So they're going to fine-tune it and then add it back in a later season. I think they said season 16, but I'm probably wrong. They move slow. It'll probably be season 18 or 20, if we're being honest. If it comes back at all. Voice lines. Refactored ultimate voice lines. What does that mean? Oh! So maybe they're setting up to sell a new item with this, is what it seems like to me. where they make it so that you can hear custom specific voice lines, but the enemies won't hear that for ultimates. Is what it sounds like to me. So instead of saying, oh, let's break it down on Lucio, you'd be like, let's turn the beat up or something like that, and then the enemies wouldn't hear that, I guess. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Maybe there's a bug with it or... Oh, they put a comment in. Going into Overwatch 2, we took into account player feedback that skin-specific ultimate voice lines from enemy heroes created gameplay difficulties for many players. As such, we restricted any custom hostile ultimate voiceovers to special game modes. But we were not able to implement into the broader game. Oh, that's what that means. So there were skin-specific enemy voice lines for ultimates that would also change the way the opponents hear it, and that confused players. So they changed it so that now you hear the ultimate voice line, but they don't hear the custom one anymore. That way it avoids confusion. Like when the Junkenstein Junkrat skin, when he says, "Who's ready for a shock?" you'll now hear his normal ultimate voice line. That's what that is. Emotes can now be canceled mid-animation shortly after they are activated. That was implemented in one of the later patches, but they just now said it. So that's nice. Introducing perks. Take your gameplay to the next level with perks. Overwatch 2's dynamic new mid-match upgrade system for quick play and competitive. As the action heats up, unlock and choose game-changing abilities to amplify your hero's power and evolve your strategy in real time. Adapt to every challenge and counter your enemies. Turn the tide of battle in your favor. Counter! Perks are now enabled in quick play and competitive modes. How to gain perk progress is game by dealing damage, securing your limbs, healing your allies throughout the match. So basically whatever would gain you ult charge also gains you perk progress. Swapping heroes. When you swap heroes, your new hero level will be set to 1 with 0 perk progress. So this is like a I think they were trying to also prevent counter swapping with this. So now let's say you're playing ball. You're playing like a Pharah into a ball. Now, if you want to swap Sombra to try and counter the ball, you lose all your perk progress while that ball player gets all of theirs. So it's kind of a way to prevent counter swapping. Oh, that's nice though. So it'll be saved on heroes that you play through the round though. So if you play Tracer to level 3, you switch to another hero. If you switch back, you'll be still level 3 in Tracer. That's a good change. That's good that they kept that, because if you swapped and lost it, that's kind of sucks. Standard selection, hold down to the left. So you hold Alt on your keyboard. You can choose left or right for those specific perks. Might be good to look at them in the practice range before you go in to try them in a real match. That way, which ones you want to get, which ones you don't want to get, because they are available in the practice range. Perked up event. I don't like the name of that. Celebrate the debut of Overwatch 2's game-changing perk system with the Perked Up event, available all season long. Take on challenges to snag weekly rewards, including 10 loot boxes per week. Oh, wow. And the Rainy Day Mercy. Plus, team up with the community via Twitch drops and support a streamer to unlock a Rainy Day May and Tracer. That's nice. So this is for Season 15. You can earn up to an additional 10 loot boxes by completing those challenges. That's nice. So I don't think the way this has started, it doesn't seem like there's any hero balance changes. So they're just adding the perks to see what that does, and then they'll balance from there on out. So they said their intention is to give some time to adapt to the large shift in the game, and they'll be monitoring to see if any perks need immediate tuning. So let's take a look at each hero's new perk. Exciting. Ooh. So the way perks work, there's 2 majors and 2 minors. So your first perk you get is a minor perk that will give you a minor change, and then as you level up to level 3, you get a major perk that is a big change to the character's playstyle. So, Bunny Stomp for D.Va. Calm-X damage radius is increased by 50%. That's big, because it's kind of hard to get a kill with a Calm-X. It's kind of difficult. So when you get kicked out of... So if you get kicked... Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Ejection Suit grants 75 temporary overhealth. So if you get kicked out of your suit, you get an extra 75 health to help you survive a little bit longer. Convert 150 health to shield. Defense Matrix also restores shields based on 25% of its damage absorbed. So, minor perks, major perks. Heavy rockets. Micro missiles are swapped for heavy rockets, which fire fewer projectiles with increased damage and explosion size. So, I saw this in the Spotlight event. It didn't look that crazy because it was really slow, but we'll have to see how it plays out in game. Of course, I haven't played this yet because it just came out. But I have watched a little bit about it, so I know a few of them that are coming up. We'll have to see how it plays out in game, and I will definitely be making a video on it, so keep an eye out for that. Doomfist 1-2. Hitting an enemy with a rocket punch reloads all hand cannon ammo. That's funny. And that's actually really handy. Survival of the fittest. The best defense grants... So his block? Or is that his I don't know what that is. Grants 25 over... Oh, that... Gotcha. That's his ability that gives him extra health by using his abilities. The best defense grants 25 over health from eliminations, and this max is increased by 50. That's cool. Seismic empowerment. Hitting 3 or more enemies with seismic slam empowers rocket punch. So you get an empowered punch by hitting 3 people with seismic slam. Empower block absorbs projectiles for the first second of its duration. So you take no damage for the first second? That's cool. Hazard. Violent Leap Slash deals 30% more damage to enemies above 250. That's nice that it's above 250, because if it did 30% more damage to enemies below 250 as well, that would suck. It'd be like a one-shot almost. Jagged Wall hits charge Spike Guard with 25 energy up to 50 extra. So you get more guard. That's nice. Minor changes though. Minor. Spike Guard spikes gain lifesteal. Major. And Violet Leap's range is increased. That's crazy. Junker Queen, rending recalling Jagged Blade from a stuck target, refreshes its wound. That's nice. Commanding Shout fully reloads Scattergun and increases allied reload speed by 50%. That's kind of nuts. That's kind of cool. So it gives you extra play. You should probably shoot your full gun before you Commanding Shout. That way you can just instantly continue to shoot. Scattergun hit extends your wound durations on those enemies by 0.25 seconds. And Carnage damage gains 100% lifesteal. Oh boy. I'm afraid. The next boy up is Malga, and I'm afraid. I haven't seen his changes. I'm afraid. I'm scared. Overrun reloads up to 150 ammo. That's fine. I'll take it. While on an objective... Oh, the horse. While on an objective, Malga counts as 2 heroes and regenerates 20 health per second. Great. Isn't that just wonderful? Overrun ignites enemies. Hit. Oh boy. And critical hits grant Malga 2 temporary overhealth up to 100. So Malga's just annoying again. Primary critical hits refund heat. Wow. Fortify grants additional 100 overhealth when activated. Hold secondary fire to charge energy javelin, increasing its speed and knockback. And convert javelin spin to instead launch a barrier. I did see this one. It looks really cool. And since we're still 5, double shield is still not a thing. Let's go! Ramatra, Void Surge. Void Accelerator periodically releases 6 additional projectiles to continuous fire. Nanite Repair. Void Barrier's duration is increased by 25%. Ramatra is healed for 50 health per second while within Ravenous Vortex. That's cool. And while Ravenous Vortex is airborne, use secondary fire again to detonate it, dealing 50 damage and pulling enemies downward. That's crazy. So Ramatra can pull Farah down from midair. That's nice though. That's cool. I like that a lot. While using Barrier Field, your passive health regeneration triggers 50% sooner. Barrier Field is healed for 100% of Fire Strike's damage dealt. While Barrier Field is active, use secondary fire to damage knockback enemies. So it's a shield bash like Brig. And Crushing Victory, charged damage grants temporary overhealth for 50% of the damage dealt. That's cool. Roadhog, Scrap Hook, Chain Hook reloads 2 ammo. Pigpen throw range is increased. His Take a Breather increases his movement speed by 30%, and it can also, I shouldn't say, or it can heal nearby allies for 50% of healing. Sigma, oh man, I'm still not through the tanks. Sigma, absorbing projectiles with kinetic grasp also reduces cooldown. Accretion's knockdown duration increases up to 3 seconds based on travel distance. Every 5 direct hits with hyperspheres. Your next quick melee knocks and levitates enemies away. I saw this in game. It looks really cool. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. We'll just have to see. Activate and hold double jump to briefly levitate upward. Winton. Short circuit. Tesla cannon deals 30% more damage to deployable objects. That's nice. During primal rage, jump packs damage and area increase up to 75% while airborne. Fully charged secondary fire bounces up to 2 additional targets, so it's chain lightning. And revitalizing barrier. Barrier projector heals allies within it for 30 health per second. I'm trying to steamroll through these because I've taken way too much time. Steamroller. Roll impacts deal 100% more damage to tanks. Great. Pack rat. Health packs heal an additional 100 health. Pile driver winds up longer, gaining air control and dealing 50% more damage. And transfer efficiency. Reactivating adaptive shields reduces its cooldown by 1.5 seconds per ally affected. And ally health gained is increased by 33%. Major jump ups. Secondary fire self knockback is increased by 75%. I saw someone do a super duper jump where you did 2 of her secondary fire at the same time. You launch one straight in the air and then wait for it, and then you launch one at the ground and you go twice as high. It's insane. Graviton Crush. Graviton Surge deals 30% of enemy max health as damage over time. Wow. Energy Lance. Particle cannon beams pierce enemies while over 50% energy. That's kind of crazy. No wonder Zarya was dominating when I watched her in the Spotlight event. That one might need to be changed. Well, she's over 100% energy, maybe? Or over 100 energy? So ally health regeneration increases movement speed by 15% for using your barrier on somebody else. Ashe is good, although she really only has 2 good changes, so there's a few that you can choose. Well, some of these are more obvious choices than others, like that one. Rapid fire. Unscoped shots deal 30% increased attack, but 15% less damage. So they shoot faster, but deal less damage. Kind of lame. And Coach Gun pushes Ashe and enemies 20% farther. 20% doesn't sound like a lot, but it's pretty far. Hitting 2 consecutive scope shots on a target deals 25% or 25 extra damage and reloads 2 ammo, so you can get infinite ammo with her. And Air Burst. Dynamite has a 40% increased detonation radius while airborne and refunds 3 ammo when thrown. Smart Bomb. A36 tactical grenade self knockback is increased by 25% and does not damage you. Configuration. Artillery grants 300 temporary overhealth. Lindholm explosives. His configuration. His assault weapon slowly fires explosive shells instead of its rotating cannon. So when you press shift and you go into turret form, it shoots explosives like a tank instead of a minigun. Impressibility 2 to rapidly heal yourself. Self-repair is back, baby. Cassidy, quick draw. Fan the hammer shots are individually controlled and can crit for 50% more damage. It's past noon. Deadeye refunds 30% ultimate charge if it fully expires, so that's nice. But you gotta choose that passive, remember. You get to choose between these 2. You don't get both of them. Gunslinger. Critical hits with primary fire reduce the cooldown of combat roll by 3 seconds. Cassidy throws a second flashbang that travels farther, but both flashbangs deal 30% reduced damage. Friendly imaging. Duplicate can target allies as well. That's insane. So her ult can become Loki, and she can copy both your team and your enemies. During duplicate, your clone's first ultimate extends to its duration by 3 seconds. Full salvo. Sticky bombs fire 50% more projectiles, but all sticky bombs deal 15% more damage. I think she shoots 5, so you get 3 more. It'll still do more damage, but I don't know if that one's that good. Focusing beam eliminations reset flight's cooldown. That's the big one, I think. That's the one people are going to choose a lot, I have a feeling. Because you use focusing beam to secure an elimination anyway on Echo. And getting a flight reset off of that is kind of nice. Swift Strike resets double jump. Dragon Blade swings gain 30% lifesteal. That's gonna be the one people choose. Blade twisting. Oh. Swift Strike deals 25 additional damage over time when used shortly after an elimination. And Meditation regenerates 25 health per second while Deflect is active. Sonic Disruption. Sonic Arrow hacks nearby health packs for 12 seconds. Storm Arrows split into 3 new projectiles on their first ricochet and bounce 2 extra times. Scatter Arrow returns. Dragon Fury. After hitting an enemy with primary fire, gain 25% attack speed for 1 second, and Wall Climb accelerates your lunge cooldown by 250%. Aluminum Frame. Steel Trap throw range is increased by 50%. During Riptire, use ability 1 to gain a quick boost of speed. Doing so reduces Riptire's damage by 50%. Wow, that sucks. Frag Launcher's projectile speed is increased by 40%, but its max ammo is reduced by 1. That's fine. That's a good change if you choose it. Concussive Mine Arms, 0.5 seconds after landing, increasing damage by 50% and explosion radius by 50% and health by 200%. May, Chilling Reach primary fire's range is increased by 30%, Ice Pulse duration and cooldown are increased by 2 seconds. Secondary fire hits slow enemies by 15% for 1.5 seconds, stacking up to 30%. Oh! Cryo Freeze slows and deals 70 damage per second to nearby enemies. That's fun. It's like Old May with her primary fire. Farah, Drift Thrusters. Farah can move while Barrage is active. That's cool. Helix Shields convert 75 health to shields. It's okay. Concussive Implosion. Concussive Blast knockback is inverted to a pull-in, which is insanely fun. It's the one that they're showing in all the trailers. Fuel Stores. Jet Dash grants 50% fuel. Maximum overfuel is increased by 100%. Guys, I don't think that's who this is. Did Ramatra say Reaper? Nope. Ramatra! I don't know why that's so funny to me. Anyway, Ramatra. Shadow Step reloads Hellfire shotguns and has a 25% increased range. Soul Reaving collects soul globes from dead enemies to restore 50 health. Dire Triggers use secondary fire to fire a volley with long range accuracy from both Hellfire shotguns, which I saw. This is insane. And Leaving Wraith Form grants 40% additional lifesteal for 3 seconds. Soj. Max ammo increased by 15. Overcharge. Railgun's max energy is increased by 50%, or by 50 while overclock is active. Power Slide gains an additional charge and its jump height shifts to lateral movement, which is side to side. So instead of going up, you go to the side. And Disruptor Shot can stick enemies and generates railgun, stick to enemies, wow, and railgun energy when dealing damage. Oh my gosh, I'm not even all the way through. I still have all the supports, my throat is gonna die. Soldier 76. Helix rockets reload 15 ammo if they damage an enemy. Biotic fields increased by 100% on critical health allies. Sprint speed is increased by 20%. Reload can be formed when sprint is active. Biotic field can be used as a stim pack, increasing attack speed and reload speed by 30% while being unhealable for 4 seconds. So would you rather run 20% faster or get a stim pack that lets you get attack speed and reload speed for 30 seconds? Of course I'm going to choose the stim pack. Viral efficacy. Virus cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds while an enemy is affected by virus is eliminated. So when you kill someone with virus, you get 3 seconds off the cooldown. Control Alt Escape. I've never tried that. I don't know if that does anything. I don't think it does anything. It is just a play on words. Whatever. Teleporting with Translocator while critical health initiates passive health regeneration. Hack can be used on allies to restore 100 health over 2 seconds, and Hack's silence duration is increased by 100%, but its range is decreased by 30. Sim. Sentry Turret gains additional charge, so you can use it. You can gain 4 of her little turrets out there. That sucks for everybody else. Teleporter's range is increased by 50%. Primary Fire's range is increased by 15 with each additional charge. Shield Battery. Symmetra regenerates 20% shields per second while within 10 meters of her teleporter. Hey, shield gen returns. Craftsman 4 chamber can restore armor, health to allies. Turret repairs heal is increased by 25%. Activating overload fully refills his gun. Deploy turret throws range is increased by 50%, and it can now stick to walls. Overload upgrades your turret for 5 seconds, increasing health and damage. Health packs restore 1 blink charge. Pulse bomb's radius increased by 50%. Recall restores all blink charge. Recall grants 50 over health that decays over time. Seismic slam while underground. Venture can sense enemies within 25 meters. I don't know what that means. Does it mean she can just tell where they're at? Like a wall hacks? While tectonic shock is active, cooldowns refresh 300% faster. Smart excavator's range is increased by 25%. Dealing damage with clobber grants up to 30. Explorer's resolve shields. Scoped efficiency. Scope shots cost 3 ammo instead of 5. Wow. Scope shots charge 50% faster during infra sight. Scope shots hit grappling. Wow. Scoped shot hits reduce grappling hooks cooldown by up to 4 seconds, and Venom Mine gains 50% increased damage and a second charge, enabling 2 active mines at a time. Ana, groggy. Enemies waking up from sleep dart are slowed for 2 seconds. After exploding, biotic grenade bounces and explodes again for 50 damage and healing. Biotic rifle can crit enemies, and using nano boost also casts it on Ana. Bap his immortality increases or restores 80%. Wow, I cannot read today. Immortality field restores 80 health to nearby allies and 40 health to Baptiste when destroyed. After ulting, use your shirt. Oh my gosh! I can't read. After placing amplification matrix, your shoulder turret periodically fires up to 12 shots at allies, restoring 25 health. Assault burst. Regen burst grants Baptiste 20% attack speed for 4 seconds, but no longer instantly heals. While airborne from exo boosts, use jump to dash horizontally. Bash restores 100 health to barrier shield when it hits somebody. Inspire lasts 3 seconds longer when activated by whip shot. Repair packs instantly heal for an additional 35 health to critical health enemies. Dude, so good. To critical health allies, whip shot's knockback can slam enemies into walls, dealing 50 extra damage. Wow. Somebody say Doom. Rapid construction healing pylon builds 300% faster, and its cooldown is reduced by 1.5 seconds. Ilari's flight time during captive sun is increased by 3, and her flight speed is increased by 20. Fully charged solar rifle grants 12.5% of your maximum solar energy, filling up to 50%. And outburst ignites enemies, dealing 70 damage over 3 seconds. Familiar Vitals. Pulsar torpedoes lock on allies 35% faster, while using glide boost passive through hyper ring pushes you forward. That's cool. Meta Blaster can crit enemies, and activating glide boost resets double jump. Urgent Care. Healing Ofuda projectile speed is increased by 50% when seeking critical health allies. Kunai hits launch 2 Healing Ofuda into an ally in front of you. That's cool. That's actually nice. That one feels really good. Swift Step can be used again within 4 seconds of its initial cast, so you can teleport twice. Protection Caesar grants 40% movement speed to allies for 2 seconds. El Wee Wee. Life Grip cleanses negative effects, while alive regenerate 10 health per second upon death. Drop a healing seed that heals allies for 250. Rejuvenating Dash adds 20 healing to your next healing blossom within 3 seconds. Thorns detonate for an extra 30 damage when enough stick within 1.5 seconds. Lucio Soundwave knockback increased by 15%. I think that got changed. Regenerate 4 ammo per second while wall riding. Crossfade's range is increased by 150 while Amp It Up is active. Lucio's attack speed is increased by 50% while Amp It Up is active. Mercy receives 15 health per second while Caudacious Staff is attached to a full health ally, so she can heal even faster. That's crazy. Guardian Angel's range is increased by 30%. Secondary fire links to a nearby ally. Resurrect can be used on Caudacious Staff's active target to restore 150 health. Doing so incurs a 15-second cooldown. Fade's duration is increased by 0.5 seconds. Jump height is increased by 50. Biotic Orb's first 50 healing is instant. Enemies being damaged by Biotic Orb receive 25% reduced healing. Wow, that's crazy. Then his kick's knockback is increased by 30. Activate and hold double jump to hover for 3 seconds. Secondary fire charges 20% faster and can destroy 1 extra orb of destruction. And Zen's Orb of Harmony targets for 20% of his damage dealt to Discord targets. That's it. That's all the changes. That's all the perks for all the heroes in the game right now. That was a lot to read through, and I highly encourage that if you care about a certain hero that you come and look on your own, because I'm sure that I skipped over how insane some of these are going to be, and I'm sure that your character's got something really good for him. Is this the return of Overwatch 2? Probably not. Is it a good step in the right direction? Yes. So, thank you for watching. If you want to follow me for more news on not just this game, but on Fortnite and on Rivals and on Minecraft, you just hit that subscribe button and like it too, because YouTube looks at that. Help a guy out. Thank you. Goodbye.